Hi dear students, this is Raghavendra Bhatt, science teacher, working in Government Pre-University College High School section, Megarvalli, Tirthali Taluk, Shumoga district. This week, we'll discuss the chapter 14, Sources of Energy. Energy comes in different forms and one form can be converted to other. If we light a candle, the process is highly exothermic, so that the chemical energy in the wax is converted to heat energy and light energy on burning. The total energy during a physical or chemical change remains the same, but the energy in the usable form is dissipated to the surroundings in less usable forms. Hence, any source of energy we use to do work is consumed and cannot be used again. We use energy from various sources for doing work. We use diesel to run our trains and vehicles. We use electricity to light lamps, or we use energy in our muscle to cycle. Let us look at the qualities of good source of energy. 1. Which would do a large amount of work per unit mass. 2. Cheap and easily available. 3. Easy to store and easy to transport. 4. Safe to handle and use. 5. Does not cause or cause less environmental pollution. We have large range of fuels today. What are the factors which decide our choice of fuel then? So those are called as characteristics of a good fuel. 1. It should have high calorific value. That means gives more heat per unit mass. 2. Burns without giving out any smoke or harmful gases. 3. Proper ignition temperature. Fourth one, cheap and easily available. Fifth one, easy to handle and safe to transport. Sixth one, convenient to store. Seventh one, burns smoothly. Sources of energy. Energy sources can be categorized into two types. One, conventional sources of energy, and two, non-conventional sources of energy. Fossil fuels, thermal power plants, hydropower plants, geothermal energy are categorized under conventional sources of energy. Solar energy, energy from sea, biomass, wind energy are categorized under non-conventional sources of energy. Fossil fuels, coal and petroleum. We are largely dependent on fossil fuels for most of our energy requirements. Besides being used directly for various purposes, fossil fuels are also the major fuels used for generating electricity. These fuels were formed over millions of years ago and there are only limited reserves. The fossil fuels are non renewable sources of energy, so we need to conserve them. If we were to continue consuming these sources at this rate, we would soon run out of energy. Burning of coal and petroleum products release the oxides of carbon, nitrogen, and sulfur that are acidic oxides that you have studied in chapter 2 and 3. These lead to acid rain, which affects our water and soil resources. Gases like carbon dioxide causes greenhouse effect. That is why we need to use these fossil fuels judiciously. Thermal power plant. Fuel is burned to produce heat energy which is converted into electrical energy, so it is called thermal power plant. Large amount of fossil fuels are burnt every day in power stations to heat up water to produce steam, which further runs the turbine to generate electricity. The transmission of electricity is more efficient than transporting coal or petroleum over the same distance. Therefore, many thermal power plants are set up near coal or oil fields. Now, read this part in your textbook and answer the following questions. 1. Mention the characteristics of good source of energy. 2. What are the limitations of fossil fuels? So, we'll meet again tomorrow with the continued part of this lesson. Until then, bye from my side. Hi, this is Raghavendra Bhatt, welcoming you all back to my audio lesson series. Hydropower plants. Hydropower plants convert the potential energy of falling water into electricity. Hydropower plants are associated with dams. Since the water in the reservoir would be refilled each time it rains, hydropower is a renewable source of energy. But construction of big dams have certain problems associated with it. The dams can be constructed only in a limited number of places. Large areas of agricultural land and human habitation are get submerged. It creates the problem of satisfactory rehabilitation of displaced people. Large ecosystems are destroyed when submerged under the water in dams. The vegetation which is submerged rots under anaerobic conditions and gives rise to large amount of methane, which is also a greenhouse gas. Improvements in the technology of using conventional sources of energy. Biomass. Wood, cow dung cakes. These fuels, however, do not produce much heat on burning, and a lot of smoke is given out when they are burnt. Therefore, technological inputs to improve the efficiency of these fuels are necessary. When wood is burnt in a limited supply of oxygen, water and volatile materials present in it get removed and charcoal is left behind as a residue. Charcoal burns without flames, is comparatively smokeless and produces more heat. Cow dung, various plant materials like the residue after harvesting the crops, vegetable wastes and sewage are decomposed in the absence of oxygen to give biogas. Since the starting material is mainly cow dung, it is popularly known as gobar gas. The plant has a dome-like structure built with bricks. A slurry of cow dung and water is made in the mixing tank from where it is sent into the digester. The digester is a sealed chamber in which there is no oxygen. Anaerobic microorganisms decompose or break down complex compounds of cow dung slurry and generate the gases like methane, carbon dioxide, hydrogen, and hydrogen sulfide. The biogas is stored in the gas tank above the digester, from which the gas can be drawn through pipes for use. Biogas is an excellent fuel as it contains up to 75% methane. It burns without smoke and leaves no residue. Its heating capacity is also high. Biogas is also used for lighting purposes. The slurry left behind is removed periodically and used as manure, which is rich in nitrogen and phosphorus. The large-scale utilization of bio-waste and sewage material provides a safe and efficient method of waste disposal also. Wind energy. Unequal heating of the landmass and water bodies by solar radiation generates air movement and causes winds to blow. This kinetic energy of the wind can be used to do work. This energy was harnessed by windmills. In past, this energy was used to lift water from the wells. Today, it is used to generate electricity. To generate electricity, the rotatory motion of the windmill is used to turn the turbine of the electric generator. Wind energy is an environmental friendly and efficient source of renewable energy, but it has many limitations also. Limitations in harnessing wind energy. 1. Wind energy farms can be established only at those places where wind blows for a greater part of a year. 2. Wind speed should also be higher than 15 km per hour. 3. There should be some backup facilities to take care of the energy needs during a period when there is no wind. 4. Establishment of wind energy farms require large area of land. 5. The initial cost of establishment of the farm is quite high. 6. The tower and blades are exposed to the rain, sun, storm and cyclones. So they need a high level of maintenance. Now read this part in your textbook and answer the questions that follows. 1. Draw label diagram of biogas plant. 2. What are the limitations of wind energy? We'll meet tomorrow with another part. Until then, bye.